Computer. Okay, guys, thanks for joining me. I'm going to jump right into this. Should be short, right to the point. I'm going to go into the compensation plan and not into the product. That would be a different presentation that people could watch. Let me just get the disclaimer here. This is for training and demonstration purposes only. It's not to be construed as a guaranteed or fixed income. And as anything else, all success is based on individual efforts and other factors. Okay, so Paul St. Pilzer, if you're not familiar with him, he wrote these books here, The Next Trillion, The Next Millionaires, and The Perfect Storm of Opportunity, which I highly recommend reading that. It's a PDF. You can get it on, just Google it, The Perfect Storm of Opportunity. But he says that the fortunes will be made in the new millennium. The fortunes that will be made in the new millennium will be more in intellectual distribution. And the more you understand what that is, the more exciting this presentation will be. So I would highly recommend reading that. But it's about educating people intellectually. And we're not talking about physical distribution anymore. Products and services, they're still going to be moving, but the particular person that's going to become the millionaire is not going to be in charge of the inventory. So it's intellectual distribution as opposed to physically moving the product. So you don't have to be involved in the transactions and the swapping of money for products. And because of that, anybody can get involved. He said we'll make more millionaires out of poor to middle class backgrounds than we ever have in the history of this planet. And so this is exciting because Isagenix is creating millionaire after millionaire, 242 millionaires, I believe, now in just 15 years. Me and my wife are the 69th. So we're going to go into, I'm going to share with you the intellectual benefits, the benefits of intellectually sharing Isagenix with people. Now, this is an example of John and Kathy Rhodes. They live in the pine trees up in North Fork, California. It's by the gateway to Yosemite. And they used a phone, the old-fashioned phone. They didn't have a cell phone when they built this. And they didn't have social media. They didn't understand Facebook. And so they just picked up the phone and started talking to people, intellectually sharing information. And they partnered up with me, and what happened is I started doing presentations for them. And I love presenting. It's kind of old school when it comes to how we can build a business now with the technology, but I still love being in front of people. And so I started doing presentations for them where I would go to different people's homes and to different communities and literally do a presentation like I'm doing now, but in front of people. But with today's technology like this Zoom, we're doing that same thing now. We can communicate and perhaps even more effectively and on a much bigger scope than we could if I just went to a singular place, like a particular community. They reached, what happened is they hit 6 figures in 6 months, and they're multiple six-figure income earners now. And they've never been to a company event in Isagenix, never been to a company event. That's huge, because of how this intellectual distribution is set up and how they compensate us. So he's never met the founders. They've never been to any company event. What they do have and what they brought to the table is that it takes some kind of organizational skills, leadership skills, communication skills, and that is what they have. However, they did it with a phone that had a cord attached to it, right? Literally. So, but with today's technology, look, we're doing this Zoom call, right? So we can really expedite things. We can reach much greater masses of people through this kind of technology rather than, one person at a time. And we did set up some conference calls that we still do to this day where people get on a conference call. So there could be, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 people on that phone call listening, but they can't see anything. And so this is more effective to do a Zoom call. All right. Now, if you have heard of Holton Buggs, you know that there's some extraordinary things about Holton Buggs. He thinks really big. He's like very fast moving. And he says, I joined network marketing because it's a business. And I've never seen a business where there's an unlimited income potential like this. So he thinks very big. He brings in a lot of people. He'll have people coming in and out of his house all day long. And he can generate an income very, very quickly for himself. Now, what I want to do is turn that around and let's do basically the same principle. Think big, generate some big incomes, but not just for ourselves. All right. This is something that can be shared where it's a fair and equal opportunity for everybody. And anybody who chooses can step in and raise above, the experience that they're currently experiencing and reach new heights. So the way the Isagenix compensation plan works is everybody's a customer. But Jim and Kathy Coover, when partnering up with John Anderson, said, we want to change the face of this industry, and we want to turn everyday customers into entrepreneurs. It's very smart on their part because it's going to grow the company as well. And so what they did is they said, instead of selling inventory and literally taking advantage of what Paul Zane Pilzer talks about, intellectual distribution, they said, let's make the qualifying order so low that what they're going to use for themselves is less than what they would actually order for themselves. So they made that order so low that the unsuspecting customer is already qualified. In fact, the average order is usually more than double what the qualified order is. So that means that they're going to consume their own products with just what they would use personally. So it completely takes selling out of it. But it also allows them to make an income off of that and literally have the potential to make a 6, multiple 6, and even a 7-figure income, like my wife and myself. So just by being a customer, just by consuming. And people are already doing that. They're already going to the grocery stores. They're already consuming. They're already going to the Starbucks. They're already consuming these things, but they're not paying. They're actually putting money out. So what Jim and Kathy Coover have done is something that's very extraordinary. And the company has been around for 15 years now, and we've never changed our compensation plan. It's just as equal opportunity today as it was 15 years ago. In fact, our number one income earners right now have only been in for just over 5 years, just barely 5 years. And they're the number one income earners in the company right now, worldwide. So everybody, to get on that equal playing field, you have to purchase a membership. It's $29 a year. And what that does is it allows you to start buying your products, your things that you're going to consume that you're already consuming out there and paying money for. You're going to get them at a wholesale price because you're buying a wholesale membership. So kind of think of it like a Costco, but you're going to actually be able to build a business out of this if you choose. So wholesale, and then along with that membership comes the opportunity for you to be able to sponsor other people so that they can have their own wholesale membership. And so I look at that as an opportunity. It doesn't necessarily need to be a business because there's going to be all different levels of the way people are going to look at this. Maybe just make a little bit of extra money to pay for their cell phone for them, their kids. Maybe you start saving some money and putting money aside for college education for kids, or maybe even paying off your own college education. And then you can go anywhere from there that you want to, right? For me, when I started out, it was literally just being able to take my wife to dinner and a movie and replacing the broken window on our home that I couldn't. Now the qualified order is something that's called 100 BV. It stands for business volume. And you have to order that every 30 days, and then they give you a 5-day grace period. So if you miss it at the 30 days, you didn't make the order, they'll give you 5 more days to make it to keep you qualified. So with Isagenix, the telomere support product, if you ordered 2 bottles of that, it's actually 103 BV. And that's enough for 2 people for a month. So that would be something that 2 people could enjoy the benefits of that product, and it would be on a monthly basis. Just below that, let's say there wasn't 2 people, it was just you. Everybody needs to be on this telomere support. If you watch the presentation on that, you'll understand why. But also, Starbucks, Red Bull, Rockstar, they make, I would probably say, billions of dollars, giving people more energy to get through the day, but it's an unhealthy energy. It doesn't build the body up. It's actually breaking it down because of all the unhealthy things that are in there and the synthetic caffeine. We actually have a healthy 5-hour energy. It's called the E+ energy shot. And it has adaptogens in it. We use green tea. We don't use synthetic caffeine. And so we use green tea, which has also been shown to help the cardiovascular system and help with mental clarity and that stamina. But the adaptogens are what's really going to help in there. And then also with the endurance and that maintained energy without that shaky feeling from caffeine. So I kind of picked these 2 things. And I love the E-shots. I use them daily, just like the Isagenix. So those are 2 products that, yes, I use every day. This is just kind of, I've used, there's a lot of different products in Isagenix. We have meal replacement, just a lot of different things. And I've just kind of broken it down to two very simple products, just as an example as well. So let's just maintain this 100 BV. We're just going to go with this value of 100 BV in all the examples, even though they're a little bit more than that. This one down here would be 102 BV, and this one would be 103. All right, so once you decide, yeah, you know what, I would like to make some extra income for whatever reason, then they say, okay, you're qualified. All you have to do is sponsor 2 other people, get them their own membership. They don't have to want to do the business, but they'll have to want to use the products. And if they'll order them on a monthly basis, then you're qualified as what they call a consultant. It's a rank advancement. It's a title that's given to you to say, hey, you're now eligible to earn 6% on everybody that comes into your organization, from you down. Anybody that comes in. So there's really a lot of leverage going on here. Most people aren't getting any leverage at all. They're trading time for money, and there's no leverage in that. So there's a limit to how much money you can make, because you only trade so much time for dollars, right, with your employer. But in this, there's leverage, because products are going to be moving, and hopefully you'll really see that as I draw this out here. But as a consultant, you get paid 6% on everybody that comes into your group on unlimited depth to infinity. There's no limit. There's no blocking. There's no breakaways. And there's 3 ways leverage could happen. People in your upline could be putting people under you, and you get paid on them 6%, just the same, exactly like everybody else. And then you could be putting people in. So that's leverage way number 2. And then the people that are in your organization, they can be bringing people in. And you'll get paid 6% on everybody, just like they do. And they've never changed the compensation plan. Me and my wife are the 69th millionaires. We're making a 7-figure income because of how many people are in our group ordering products. We've brought in about 200, me and my wife, over the last 12 years, but there's over 200,000 in my group. So that's a lot of products that are moving. So I kind of want to show you how this works. Now let's just say this is Cindy on the right here. And Cindy sponsors 2 people, so she's now eligible to make 6%. She's opened the door, she's hit consultant, because she's brought in 2 people who are ordering this same 100 BV like she is herself. Okay, that's the key right here. That's what we want to take everything down to the lowest common denominator and make it as easy as possible. Easy product to take and an easy compensation plan to start getting paid. All right, so if we just follow this concept of the power of 2, Jimmy Smith is our #1 income earner in the company. And he's really smart because he keeps it really easy. And he's made over $30 million with the company. And he's going to turn 90 here pretty soon. He's the #1 all-time income earner. So he says, Dave, just teach people the power of 2. So when you bring in 2 people, you can get paid. And he says our best product is 100 BV, because that allows people to earn more income so that they can buy anything they want. So the 100 BV, and we're going to do it by the geometric progression of 2. So I share it with 2 people, I can now get paid. And then Cindy shares it with 2 people. And this person on the left shares it with 2 people. So that would be the next level down. So they bring in 4 people into my group. Now we want to just duplicate that. That's simple. And so we just teach those 4 people, hey, share it with 2 people so that you can start getting paid 6% as we team build here and we support each other and we mentor each other. So those 4 go out and share it with 2 people. That brings in 8. So all I'm showing you is the mathematical numbers of geometric progression. It's not 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. It actually grows much faster than that. So then on this level, the 3rd level, these 8 new people, all they need to do to get paid 6% is bring in 2 people each. So that would be 16 people that they would bring in. So that's a total of 30 people in your group. You have, so 8 plus 2 is 10, and then 16 plus 4 is 20. So there's 30 people right there. Now, again, I'm just going to go with the payout at 6% with the 100 BV exactly. So all 30 people are ordering 100 BV. That's $190 a month. That equates to 6% up here that they're going to pay you on everybody is $190 when we calculate it at 100 BV for all 30 people. Okay, so are you following on that? I'm going to show you how the computer calculates that too so that you'll understand a little bit deeper. Now, if we were to tell more people, like let's say Cindy, and also if you're on auto ship, then that's $190 every month. If you just stopped right at 30 people, you'd be at $190 every month that you would be getting. That's a residual passive income because now the auto ship is just sending it out. It's the communication between the computer and the company, and that tells the company to ship more product to that person automatically. So you'll be asleep while that's happening because it happens at night while you're asleep. So again, it would take about $30,000 in the bank just sitting there in an annuity with a certain percentage to get $190 a month, about $30,000. Now, let's say Cindy, though, she says, no, I want this to happen faster, and she shares it with more than 2 people. So as you share it, this would be a 3rd person, a 4th person, a 5th person. So growing at the geometric progression of 5 on the same 4 levels, it really shows the increase in numbers with that geometric progression, that principle. And so you'd be making over $4,600 a month on the same 4 levels, just adding 3 more people. But I'm not saying we have to do that. What I'm going to show you here is just based on the power of 2, and let's go past this 4th level and just kind of show you how that calculates. So when you hit consultant, there you are on the 2nd level. You just brought in 2 people. The first one is you. The second one is these other 2. Now, what we want to do is make sure that we're all ordering the 100 BV, and then we want to teach those people how to get paid their 6%, right? Because we want to duplicate this. And if we just focus on them getting paid, and that's bare minimum, now we're on this 3rd level. That's 4 people. Now, here's what I want you to understand and take this a little deeper. These people are ordering products, and they're in your downline. So products are moving. If no products are moving, then nobody gets paid, right? But products are moving. So each one of these people have bought the bare minimum, 100 BV. So I'm representing that with 2 bottles of Isagenix. So if we go my 2, and then these 3 people, their 2, that's 100, 200, 300, 400. Well, you have a little CPA. It's called your back office. It's your website. And it's going to calculate the BV that's being ordered from everybody in your organization. And this is the left team on this side here. That's the left team. So it's going to go into the left bank. And it's going to say 400 BV has been ordered on your left team so far. Now, what about these 3 people? They also ordered 2 bottles. There's 1, 2, 300. And they're on the right team. So it does this in real time. It's calculating as products are being ordered. Now, what the company says is we're going to pay you in increments of $54. So when you hit 600 BV on one side and 300 on the other side, we'll pay you $54 every time that happens. So that can happen as many times as those points are accumulated throughout the day. Now, so we haven't earned a commission here yet, but we have made money. They're just not paying it out to us in this small of an increment. They're going to wait till we get to $54, which is 600 BV on one side and 300 BV on the other side. So if we just follow this program, these 4 people, they share it with 4 people. Now they're getting paid their 6%. And this is what Jimmy Smith says. Look, just teach the geometric progression of 2. If people get it, they'll have a hard time sleeping. Because it's very simple for people. Everybody knows at least 2 people that you could talk to openly and frankly, and that really want to, help their health and also their wealth. So we're not under trial anymore as a company as well. So we have the confidence of what's already been established through the payout that Isagenix is already paying out, 242 millionaires, right? So now here we are, 4 new people just entered into your organization. So there's 1, 2, 3, 400 more BV. We're going to add that to the left team. That would take it up to 800. Now we could see that we could get paid out because we have the 600 here and the 300 here. And this is leverage because this is people in your downline that are bringing them in. You don't even have to be involved with that. The computer's going to know because we're all linked together through the software. Now, let me just do the right side with therefore as well, because these 2 people, we don't want to leave them out. We want to get them paid 6%. So they enroll 2 each. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. But this is on the right side. So that's, 400 added to the 300. There's 700. So yeah, we would make a commission at that point, and they would subtract the 300 and the 600 and give us our commission. And this is what's left over. So all it did was subtract the 600 from the 800 and the 300 from the 700, and this is what's left over. And you don't flush out BV, and it rolls over. We get paid weekly. So if you don't use it up that week, it will carry over into the next week. You never lose it. So so we made $54 right there. That's the 4th level. We just added 8 more people. There's leverage, and it's passive residual income. because people are going to be on auto ship. So if we just progressed this out, what I just showed you, and everybody's doing the same thing, so we could go down to the next level, that would be 16 people. And then the next level would be 1632, and then 64. By the time you got to the 13th level, you'd be making over 50 grand a month. This is what Paul Zane Pilzer is talking about, intellectual distribution. You don't have to work hard. You don't have to move products and services anymore. All you got to do is teach people. And then once we get the auto ship set up, that's passive residual income. And it can continue to grow because people are going to continue to grow their business because it's duplication. So if everybody did this, let's say, I'm going to show you a bonus that you can make $500 in your first week. If everybody got their $500 bonus in their first week, in 13 weeks, you would be making over 50 grand a month. I'm going to show you how that can happen. Plus, we're going to put some bonus money in your pocket to motivate you. Right? So this is amazing. This is leverage. This is passive. This is residual income. All right, so this is the Zoom to Crystal Manager for $500. And let's just say we did it at $500 and you get it every week, somebody's gonna get paid $500. How do we get that 500 bucks? This is a bonus. This is on top of the 6%. So it's gonna facilitate what I just showed you. So Crystal Manager right there, that will earn you $500. You share it with 2 people and they share it with 2 people. That gives you $500. We could say, hey, let's do that in your first week. If you do it in your first month, then it would take 13 months. If everybody took a month to do that, to be at 50 grand a month. If you did it in your first week, it would take 13 weeks. So we want each person to be going after that 500 because it automatically drives the line. So there you go. You get $500, but let's help that person get $500. And let's help that person get $500. All right, so if we did that again in per week, you signed up 2 people. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to sign somebody up. The company doesn't even have to know. The computer is the only thing that needs to know, right? Like I said, John and Kathy, they had never even met the founders. They've never been to a company event, but they get paid every week. So all you have to do is get somebody's information. The normal information, name, shipping address, and because they're going to get paid, you're going to want to get their birth date and their social security number as well. That means they can get paid because we can report that in taxes, right? So they just have to decide which products they're going to use. And I just use these as an example. It could be any products, but these are really the simplest. And this is stuff that people are already using and overpaying, and it's killing them. It's like acidic and there's unhealthy stuff in it. Ours is healthy. In fact, it's the highest ranking for sports certified nutrition for Olympic athletes, professional athletes. That's how clean this energy shot is. So anyway, you can decide which products you want to use. I just broke it down to things that I use every day and they're very easy to take. Get on the auto ship. Your membership's going to be $29, and then you just put your payment method. So you would need 2 of those, right? 1 person for the left side and 1 person for the right side. That's it, you guys. I mean, people are out there working hard every day, and they're not even fulfilling their dreams. You don't have to be working hard in today's day and age with the technology and the intellectual distribution and the generosity of Isagenix. All right, so you would get 2 applications. Then what you do is you can go to your website, you log in, and then that takes you into your back office and enroll new customer. So you'd put customer number 1 on the left side and customer number 2 on the right side. Now, let's say you want to maybe expedite that even faster because you can't get to your computer or you don't have cell phone. You're not getting good coverage to get online to put them in, because you can enroll them on your cell phone, on your iPad, on your computer. But you can also call into the tech support. And this is their actual number, 877-877-8111. And all you would need to do is say, hey, can you help me enroll 2 people? I need to get to consultant. And they say, yeah, what's your sponsor? What's the person who's sponsoring you's ID number? That's all they need to know. You say, okay, yeah, I need to be sponsored by Mike Brown. His ID number is, whatever the number is. And then you're going to say left or right. Where's person number 1 going to be enrolled? Where's person number 2 going to be enrolled? You can do it all right over the phone. So it's that simple. And then once you're a consultant, where you have one on the left, one on the right, you're eligible to start getting paid commissions. So it all goes through the protocol. I get an email every week, congratulations, you've just been paid. Your commission payment will be loaded into your account. And I get paid, so here's my associate, here's how much I make. I can't show that, it would be illegal to do that. But let me tell you, it's a lot of money. Every week, Isagenix pays commissions on a weekly basis. So once you're a consultant, you deserve to start getting paid. And you'll get paid that bonus for hitting Crystal Manager. They give you 60 days to do that from when you're enrolled. 60 days to do that, to make that $500 bonus. Let's do it in the first week, you guys. So this is what has really taken me from this scenario, overworked, underpaid, not doing the things that I want to do, to literally living my dream life now, living in our dream home. I'm sitting in this office right there. That's my office. And a 5,000 square foot home, brand new when we bought it. We buy our, the cars that we want to drive now. We go on the vacations that we want to go on. This is how Isagenix pays me every week. It not only pays for these things, but other things as well. So me and my wife have made over $7 million now, and we're making a 7-figure income annually. That's what the 7-figure club is. So we could really expedite things, you guys. This could be anybody, especially with as easy as this is. And understanding the Isagenix lifestyle, the integrity of the company, and their vision, and they're supporting us as the associates. They say if it's not right for the associates, it's not right for the company. So that's the payout. That's how it works, you guys. So thanks for joining me on this presentation. And get back to the person that got you here right away and say, let's do this. I'm going to get this recorded and get it up on YouTube. We can do these live. We can do as many of these as we want to do a day, you guys. Let's be like Holton Bugs. Let's think big. It all depends on you as an individual and your belief and your actions. You move people into this. And so with that, I'm going to stop the recording now. Okay.